5 was
It
disgraceful.
had an okay story, except for the fact that even if people didn't like 5, they wanted you to continue that story. But instead, they were like, "Oh, people didn't." They course corrected too hard. They were like, "Okay, nobody liked 5, so let's just not talk about Locke, not talk about Buck, not talk about their team at all. Blue team, they're gone. They're just not in existence. Master Chief is by himself now, and Cortana killed herself." It's like, wait, we didn't
After
want
being the
that.
villain in 5.
No,
Yeah.
5, we just wanted to play as Master Chief more.
Yeah.
We didn't like playing as Locke. We didn't want you to delete all of those characters and delete the story. But
Yeah,
they're
like,
like, oh yeah, Locke is somewhere on the ring. Like, dude,
if it felt
they
like a
had Mega
reboot,
Blocks that were coming out of Locke. But he was
if it felt like
he was all
a
scarred
reboot,
up,
is what
and
it
the
felt
only
like.
armor that he had on was from the waist down. Like he was wearing like a wife beater and like an armor from like a marine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like you fight a brute in the campaign that his armor on his shoulder is Locke's helmet. But
Yeah.
they don't explain anything. And then
Well,
you also have like Blue Team is just not there, which is stupid because everybody loves Blue Team. Any Halo lore fan loves Blue Team. Blue Team's the shit. Fred, Kelly, and Linda with Chief together, the 4 kids that grew up together and were badass as fuck, but they got separated right before Halo 1. Then they were back together. Like, Blue Team was the hype of Halo 5.
yeah.
They're not in it. Cortana kills herself. Like, it's like, bro, that's not what we wanted.
Sounds like you hate Infinite more, actually.
Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of dislike what they did with Infinite more. Better gameplay. I had a lot more fun with it, but I highly dislike what they did with it.
I think
Speaking of Halo,
my
I
thing
got a video
about
for us.
Halo is that Cortana should not have been the villain of 5.
No, it made sense to what she was trying to do. And that's an absolute fact. And you can see that right now in the Acolyte and the Rings of Power. And I guarantee anybody who's sitting here going, well, those shows could be good. They could be good. Watch all 8 episodes. Watch all 8 episodes of Acolyte. Watch all 8 episodes of Rings of Power. Watch the Velma show.
That got canceled. Did you see that?
Yes. Watch the Velma show. Watch the new Batman show where the freaking penguin is Oswalda. Some fat chick. Watch all those shows and
that's
tell me
not
that
new though.
genuinely,
Actually,
tell me
that's
that
from like
you
an old ass
genuinely
comic.
watch all of them, not in the background, not while you're fucking playing a video game. No, watch them. Sit down and watch every episode of those shows and tell me you're having fun. Tell me you're escaping from reality because that's the point. They're escapes. Yeah, look at the MCU. Go and watch the Marvels.
Nah,
Tell me you
thank
had
you.
a good time.
Nah, thank you. I'm good off that.
So is everybody. But apparently not enough because the Joker did worse than the Marvels.
Dude! Oh, the first Joker's a banger. What happened?
They never should have made a second one.
You have you have Lady Gaga there to do music, but like she's not. But it didn't need to be. The movie's like almost 3 hours. I would say an hour and 40 minutes of it is just them singing. Now, granted,
damn, look at that.
There is a Joker comic where he makes an album, but he dedicates it to Batman. the problem with this is that there is no Batman. So Joker's just talking about how he feels. And sorry, I don't mean to ramble, but Joker should not be a humanized person because spoilers, even though no one cares, you know what
She's
happened?
insane.
Arthur was not Joker, apparently.
No, he's
That
not.
was what
He gets killed by some prisoner who's supposed to be the real Joker. Also, there is like a 20-minute scene from what I've not seen this movie because I like the first one. And there's apparently a scene where he just gets prison raped by two guards. Two guards rape Arthur Fleck.
Yep. Yeah. You know, I try to go against the grain and, you know, try to like things that people don't like. But nah. Nah. The movie's garbage. So, what are we looking at here?
So this was just posted by Halo.
Is it a game?
No, but yes.
Huh?
I understand what you mean there, but you'll get it in a second. But I figured this is a good thing to go over.
Yeah, I haven't seen this.
Chris Matthews, take one. Mark. This is Casey Wu, take one. Mark.
I was told that I can just be my authentic self, Chris.
I hate that.
Be my authentic self.
Okay. I already dislike that. Just saying. Like, with all these people saying shit like that, it's exactly what happens with this fucking... all this shit that comes into these franchises, and they're like, I just want to see my authentic self. It's like, why do you use that? Why do you start it with that? But we'll see.
Years, I don't want to be in front of a camera.
There's so much to do and so much fun to be had when you play Halo that I feel like I never run out of things to do.
I love intricate stories that take place across lots of different worlds, have lots of different meaningful characters.
What made Halo successful at the beginning? What is the legacy of Halo, and what's the soul that we want to bring forward? And what's the...
See, she looks like she knows what she's talking about.
I hope that she does, though, and she's the chief
The other two didn't, and that guy Unishek does. John Unishek has been involved with Halo for a long time. But Elizabeth Van Wyck, or Van Wyck, however it's pronounced, she seems like she knows what she's talking about. Like, what made Halo Halo? That's what you have to go back to.
Well, yeah, they've lost that
at the beginning. What is the legacy of Halo, and what's the soul that we want to bring forward? And what's the craft of making Halo games? And how do we set our studio at best to go deliver?
Because here's the thing. At one point, Halo was as big as, like, you had Master Chief and Mario. They were the mascots of gaming.
I would still argue that Master Chief is pretty big, though. Like,
no, he is. But well everybody knows that for the old games. The new games, no. Most people know Master Chief the same way they know a Stormtrooper helmet. Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Or not. We knew we had to make a change in order to take us into the future.
When I first heard about Halo moving on Real Engine, my first thought was this is going to be a really hard secret to keep.
I think fans are going to be excited about the future of Halo because of the possibilities that are afforded us by using Unreal.
Before, we really had to split our focus in thinking about building an engine, supporting it, being really kind of a tech company and a studio at the same time. Since we've made the change to shift to UE, we can bring Halo forward in ways that people have never seen before while still being true to what Halo is.
The founding project was an effort show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5.
New studio art director Chris came to me and said, hey, I have this crazy idea.
He said, hey, there's this thing called Project Foundry that I want to do. Let's make it happen.
Foundry specifically is based around the same concept of the Foundry in Halo lore. It's the place where Halo rings are born. It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making Halo games.
The original Halo franchise was a graphics showcase. It was best in class. That's what Halo was when it first was released, and that's what Halo needs to be again.
See, I like that.
It sounds like they're going back to the roots. That's what it sounds like.
Here's the thing, they've said that already, like a couple times, and they have not. They said that with Infinite. We're going back to the roots. You gotta prove it.
Was that made by Unreal though?
No. But I mean, look at that picture. That looks fucking great.
That looks awesome. That looks awesome. Unreal makes the Mortal Kombat games, right? Is that them?
Unreal's not a company, is it? It's the engine.
I'm sorry, Mortal Kombat runs on the Unreal Engine, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
So does Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Right. So if you can run Halo on the Unreal Engine, that would be crazy. That could be innovative. What I want is for Halo to go back to being like innovative, because when Halo was at its peak, Roland, it was the game. When it was dominating, it was the game.
It was innovative.
Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach were peak. They were peak. And people think of Halo and they just laugh at it now because it's not the same as not the same as it once was. So hopefully what they do with Halo is they make it back into the premier first-person shooter game. Because a lot of these games now, Halo is responsible for them in some way. Yep. So, yeah.
And they're all the same, except for Titanfall when Titanfall was out.
Yeah. 1 and 2.
Apex Legends. And honestly,
Fortnite.
I've played that game, but I fucking can't stand it because everybody's like, oh my god, they added in wall running for this character. And I'm like, dude, everything in Apex Legends that all these characters have are just certain abilities from Titanfall.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally Titanfall. And the thing that pisses me off the most is that nobody knows that Apex Legends was originally a beta for Titanfall 3's Battle Royale. And they canceled Titanfall 3 because Apex Legends was making so much money. But it was just a beta for the Battle Royale for them to test out if people like the Titanfall Battle Royale.
Yeah.
That's why Titanfall 2 ends with a cliffhanger. Which, by the way, if you've never played the campaign for Titanfall 2, spectacular.
I think it's better than the first one, actually.
It is.
Dare I say.
It is. It's a single-player campaign. It's really freaking good.
Do you think there's ever going to be a sequel to Titanfall or no?
I hope so.
There's a whole Reddit shot is fantastic.
There's a whole Reddit page that's like dedicated to Titanfall 3.
Hopefully it happens at some point.
I hope so. That game is so good. Titanfall 2 was spectacular. I had so much fucking fun on that game. And people were like, dude, you never play Apex. Like, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I kind of fucking am, because people were like, when Apex came out, I was already good. People were like, "How the fuck you never played this game before?" And I'm like, "No, I've played Titanfall. I know all these guns. It's all the same guns. It's all the same fucking abilities. Like, I know this shit. This is I used to be fucking really good at Titanfall. Really fucking good.
Titanfall takes like a little bit to like, get the hang of, but like once you get the hang of it, it's not hard.
Well, here's the thing. When I first got my Xbox One back in the day, Titanfall came on it.
Oh, really?
So I bought the Xbox One with Titanfall already pre-installed. So that's the only game
sick.
I had, and I played it like crazy.
That's sick. That's sick. But like I said,
fucking me in that game, dude.
Titanfall wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Halo. Halo was like the innovator of like, first person gaming. So, I mean, it didn't start with Halo, but Halo took it to the next level, especially like Halo 2 and 3. I mean, one was just a marvel for its time.
Yeah.
Like that game, the way that it functions even now is still like really impressive.
So I'm never getting rid of mine, dude. I'm never getting rid of my 360. And I'm never getting rid of my original discs for Halo because I want, when I do have a kid someday, I want them to grow up with that game, that original, untouched, no Master Chief Collection, no nothing. Like grow up with that game.
I mean, the Master Chief Collection's good though, but
yeah, but there's nothing like logging into Halo 3 or Halo 2 and having the music play and seeing the old Xbox symbol and all that shit. Like,
yep, true.
There's something about that.
And you guys know me. I am primarily a PlayStation gamer, but I consistently only have an Xbox to play the Halo games. That's it. That's all. If Halo was on PlayStation, I would be Gucci. But Halo is owned by Microsoft, so I have to stay with Xbox too. But I'm just saying, Halo was like the innovator, and I hope that by using the Unreal Engine, they can get back to being that way. I predict a new Halo game in like 3 or 4 years. I think that they'll take their time, and I hope it's good.
You know what I'd be cool with? It sounds crazy, but do a Halo game in Unreal and do the fall of Reach from Chief's perspective.
Ooh.
With Chief and Blue Team on Reach.
Ooh.
They're like 18, 19 years old.
That would be cool. That would go hard. But after
that would be the way to like. You want to reboot Halo? That's the way to do it. Make a prequel.
I'm saying
make a prequel to Halo 1.
Tell me, Roland, if you think that I am wrong here, but I'm not even like a remake, but like I think like what they're doing with like the Mortal Kombat games now, it's not even really like, a reboot. It's kind of like, a revision. I think that Halo needs like a revision. I think that the current story should end with Halo, Infinite, but that we get a different version of the story of Chief.
No, like literally just do the Fall of Reach. You can call it like Halo: The Fall of Reach.
Yeah,
and make it the book, because that book is insanely good. And then do the second game. Make that Combat Evolved, but in Unreal Engine. And then you could even do a third game where it's First Strike, the book, and Halo 2. encapsulated, because First Strike is them getting back from the Halo ring, and that's how Chief ends up back home for Halo 2.
Right.
So you could just do First Strike and Halo 2 in the same game, and then do
That
Halo
would be
3.
cool. That would be but they're not going to do that though. They are going to continue the mainline games, which
Where's the
there's
thing? They're
nothing left to
showing
do with.
him. They're showing him in the Mark V armor. So like, I don't know what they're planning on doing, because this is Mark V. This is Halo Combat Evolved armor right here. It's before he gets
Yeah.
to Mark 7.
Yeah, why is he in the Combat Evolved armor? That's
And the elites that he's
so-
fighting are Combat Evolved elites.
Yeah. So like, are they going back to the roots?
Let's fucking vote.
That'd be cool.
So once Project Foundry had been approved, we took the entire creative team and we ideated on 3 locations, something old, something new, and something really alien.
We had the Pacific Northwest, which is sort of traditional Halo biome.
We were trying to shove as much foliage in there as humanly possible to make it really feel like you're on a hike in the, Cascades.
The Cold Lands, which was the second biome that we took on, it was more of a technical showcase where we could play with shaders, we could play with deformable landscapes and terrains.
That's all the terrains from Halo 1, by the way.
That would
Unreal
be a fun
affords
place
us
to
more
have like
opportunity
Forge
than we've
at.
ever had in the past.
On the surface, it might just look all like snow, but how many layers of things combine to really give that winter look?
And then our third biome was the Blightlands, which is any land that's been completely taken over by the Flood.
That's the other thing. Halo's missing the Flood.
Yeah.
The Flood are by far the most. They're worse than the Covenant. They're worse than anything else. They are the reason the Halo rings exist. Like, the Flood is something that should be prevalent by now after 4 Halo games. We don't have them. And here's the thing, Joe. Do a fucking spinoff. Like, I would love to play a spin-off game that works similarly to like Cyberpunk or something, but it's the Kilo 5 trilogy, where you have like the 2 ODSTs, Mel and Vaz, who both end up in a squad of them, a Spartan, Osborne, I believe her name is, or something like Osborne, something like that. Who's this? The Oni director. Well, she's not the director yet, but she becomes the director of Oni. Like, all of them are part of a squad with the pilot and the spook, who's like the fucking that's what they call him, but he's like the spy, and then you have the scientist, the professor. Everybody always calls him Professor. But like, you have all those people in a squad, and they're fighting. They're doing like Black Ops. It's literally Halo Black Ops.
Yeah.
And then you have like, you find out that the insurrectionist leader is actually the father of that Spartan, and he's just trying to find his kid because he knows his kid's alive. He knows the UNSC were fucking lying when she died. He knows he has a kid that's still alive. And then she's the one who's tasked with killing this guy, and she doesn't know it's her father. Like, make that like a fucking video game.
There's so much that they can do, bro.
It doesn't have to be a first-person shooter like that. It could be like completely different, like not Fall. Yeah, make it like a fucking Fallout or like a cyberpunk type of game where you talk to different people, you do shit, you figure it all out. Like there's so much lore in the Kilo 5 trilogy, which even if you're not a fan of Halo, if you're just a fan of sci-fi, read the Kilo 5 trilogy because you don't have to know anything about Halo for it, but it's so good. It's Kilo 5, the Glasslands, and the Thursday War. Or Glasslands, the Thursday War. No, that's what it is. Glasslands, the Thursday War, and Myrtle Dictata. Those books are so good. I highly recommend.
I gotta read them.
Dude, Roman, I did a project on Mortal Dictata, the third one, when I was in 8th grade. And my English teacher was like, I'm giving you extra credit. Like, that book is insane.
That's awesome.
Like, look, quite literally, dude, like, it's such a good story. If you read even listen to the audiobooks or whatever. But Glasslands, Thursday War, Mortal Dictata, the Kilo 5 trilogy. And that's the name of their squad, is Kilo 5. But it's so fucking good. Some of the best shit you will ever read. If you're a sci-fi fan or a Halo fan, oh my god, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
I gotta check it out.
Mortal Dictata is one of my favorite books. The third one in that trilogy is one of my favorite books.
I'll peep it.
Yeah, you also have to read the Republic Commando books.
I know, bro. I'll get to all of this stuff eventually.
Dude, I'm about to buy you the Kilo 5 trilogy for like Christmas or something. Like, I want you to.
Bro, that's funny because I found you something too. I won't tell you, but I found you something too that would go hard.
I'm literally about to buy you like some books for Christmas.
Sure. Yeah, man. I found you something sick. So, but yeah, let's just keep on watching this. See
I wanted to give our team the opportunity to really express an alien world, a really alien world, taking something way further than they may have actually done in previous Halo games.
What's impressed me about watching the Halo team work in Unreal is how beautiful everything looks, how incredible the environments look. I don't think we've seen anything quite like it in Unreal Engine before.
Fortunately, we have a studio that's really passionate about Halo, about the look and the feel. And, I think there's a lot of hunger to really collaborate, to move forward together.
Foundry was an initiative that touched on every part of the creative process, everything from concept art, VFX, characters, vehicles, and weapons to make the future games of Halo.
Creating an asset, taking this design, now we can really dig into material foundations. What is it actually made of? How is it physically accurate to the world? Now we get to take all the wonderful legacy assets that we have, bring them to life, and bring them to today's standards.
We are really excited to be not just working on multiple projects, but also expanding our studio.
As a lifelong Halo player, I think the game's only going to get better when we get those new, unique perspectives and people bring in their expertise and passion for the Halo franchise.
We are looking for new talent as the projects that we're working on kind of get further and further into their development cycles.
And it is great to be part of a team that's growing because you can kind of see that force multiplied as people come in and take on challenges and you can do more.
Imagine a place where you have the commitment that this is what we want to do, Halo games, and create those experiences. And you can express your talent, your creativity, and your professional ambitions in that place.
We're looking for designers, we're looking for artists, we're looking for engineers.
It feels like a new beginning for the studio in a lot of ways, and I think that's pretty rare.
And I think we arrive now at a point where you see the beginnings of people to start to believe in the process.
There's so much momentum that we have right now, and focus and clarity on not just what we're building, but why we're building and kind of this next phase of Halo.
The worlds that we're building, the stories that we're going after.
The potential at Halo right now is huge.
Halo Infinite
What are
was
they
the
working?
last remnants of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we're doing right now, we're changing that recipe.
Okay. I don't know if I'm necessarily sold, but okay. I'm willing
Yeah,
to,
that's the thing. I'm not necessarily sold, but
I'm willing to let them try to win me back. That might go hard. It might.
that's the thing, dude. Like, that looks pretty fucking spectacular.
Dude, that shot goes hard. That shot goes hard.
Yeah, like they're definitely killing it with the Unreal Engine. It's just a matter.
Dude, they're cooking. They're cooking.
They've also, excuse me, 343's disbanded, and it is now Halo. Is just the name of the company.
Yo, Roland, I can't lie to you. Like I said, bro, I'm not sold, but bro, this looks incredible. This looks incredible.
It does
Like,
look really fucking good.
If we get Halo games like that, bro, that would be awesome. That's all I've wanted since we were in like 9th or 10th grade.
We're not hard to please, Halo fans.
No, because we've had good stuff. We're not used to we're not used to getting duds. And I think people will look back upon Halo 4 fondly if, the next game bombs. But like Halo 4 isn't really that bad. It's just not really
that good.
It's not the same as it's not the same as like, the other ones. 5 and Infinite are very much not good, which is crazy because I remember you were hyped for you were hyped for 5, very hyped for it.
I was hyped for 4 and 5.
Yeah. You were hyped for 5, and then when it came to like Infinite, you were like cautiously you were like, optimistic, but like very, very cautiously, and I don't blame you because kind of mid. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that like the games need to be on the level of Halo Reach or like, Halo 3 or 2 or 1, but like give us just something that we can sink our teeth into. Just give us a simple story about Chief like fighting the Covenant or Flood with his friends. Like I would personally just love I would just love like another Flood game. A Flood game with the Unreal Engine would go hard. That
Yeah,
would
crazy.
that would go crazy. So y'all still going? Yeah, man. We're going for a little while more. We're going for a little while more. Kenobi, you missed us reacting to Ronnie's video, but I'm sure you'll peep it later.
It's in there, yeah. You can go back and see it.
Yeah. But nah, man, I mean, like I said, like I'm not sold on the new vision for Halo, but those shots looked incredible. So